My beloved child, today I will touch your life. Not through something mystical or distant, but through the very words I am whispering into your soul. You are not here by accident. I know what burden you're carrying. I see what no one else sees. The sleepless nights, the silent tears, the questions you've never spoken aloud. And I have come, not to rebuke, but to reach into the deepest parts of your heart. This is not just an ordinary message. This is a sacred moment when I, your Lord, am saying, it's time for you to rise. It's time to step out of the darkness. It's time to receive what I have prepared for you. Today, I don't just want to comfort you. I want to touch your life and transform it forever. My beloved child, I see the silent spaces within your heart that no one else knows about. There are nights when you try to sleep peacefully, but your mind is still spinning with unfinished thoughts. There are moments when you stand among a crowd and still feel alone because no one truly understands what you're going through. But I know, I see, and I am here, not to scold or condemn, but to lift you up once again out of the depths of despair. You once had a faith that burned like fire in the wind. I still remember the way you prayed, the way your eyes lit up when you heard my name. But then life happened. With trials no one warned you about. The things you hoped for didn't come. The things you feared did. And little by little, that flame quietly faded, not because you wanted it to, but because you were tired. Tired of trying to believe when everything around you made you doubt. Tired of walking forward when you no longer felt anyone was holding your hand. My child, faith is not a feeling. Faith is a decision. It's when you choose to keep believing even when nothing seems clear ahead. It's you standing up when everything says to sit down. It's continuing to pray when there are no more words left to say. And in those very moments, when you feel the most alone, I am the closest to you. I don't promise to shield you from every storm, but I promise to walk with you through every drop of rain. You may not see what I'm doing, but don't confuse my silence with absence. I am still working. There are things I'm doing in the supernatural realm that your eyes have not yet seen. There are walls I've torn down before they could fall on you. There are enemies I've stopped before they could even say your name. Your faith is not in vain. Your tears are not meaningless. Every prayer you whispered in exhaustion has flown straight to my throne. I know there are times when you ask, if God loves me, why do I have to go through all this? But child, true love doesn't mean avoiding all pain. It means there is someone there with you in every pain, turning it into something meaningful. Like gold in fire, like diamonds formed through pressure, your soul is being refined in the furnace of circumstance. And I, the one who suffered out of love, stand beside that furnace, watching carefully so you're never burned beyond what you can bear. Do you remember? I once said, do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, help you, and uphold you with my righteous right hand. Those words never lose their power, no matter how much your circumstances change. They're not empty comforts, they are truth. A truth sealed by my blood on the cross, so you would know I will never leave you. Perhaps you think you're no longer worthy. Perhaps you feel too weak, too broken, too late. But hear me, my grace is not for the perfect. It is for the broken. It seeks out those who've tried everything and still failed. It embraces tired souls and says, you are still my child. I still choose you, and I still want to use you. You don't have to strive to be loved, because I loved you when you were still a sinner. My love does not change based on your performance or emotions. It is an eternal covenant. I love you not because you always get it right, but because I am always good. I don't love you more when you do what's right, and I don't love you less when you're weak. That love is a river that never runs dry, flowing through every desert you're walking through. I didn't come to fix what you show on the outside. I came to heal what you don't dare tell anyone. The fear of being abandoned, the feeling of not being good enough, the aching memories you've buried deep, all of that. Give it to me. Don't hold back. Don't hide anymore. I am not afraid of the darkness inside you. I am the light, and the light never loses to darkness. Come back to me, not because I need you, but because you need me. You need a place to rest your head without judgment. An embrace that never changes, a love that asks for no worthiness. And I am that place. learn to walk by faith, not by sight. When you can't feel me, remember the times I rescued you. When everything seems wrong, look back at the miracles I've done in your life. The doors that opened unexpectedly, the tears that turned into smiles, the things you thought were lost, but I restored. I'm not the God who performs one miracle then disappears. I am the living God, still working, still loving, still saving, every day. If you feel like you're lost, don't be afraid. Turn around. I'm not far. I'm just one call away. Call me. Pray, even when you don't know what to say. Just whisper, Lord, please save me, and I will come. Do you know why I want your faith restored? Not just so you can have peace, but so you can be a light for others. There are people living in darkness, and you are the lamp I will use to light their way. I want you healed, so you can bring healing to others. I want you to rise up, so you can lift up those who are falling. You may think you're small, but in my hands you carry a power strong enough to impact a generation. All you need to say is I'm willing, and I'll take care of the rest. Don't worry about not being talented enough. I don't look for the skilled, I look for the willing. I myself will give you the wisdom, the peace, the stability to do things you never thought possible. The dreams you thought were dead will come back to life. The doors you thought were closed will swing open. And the greatest miracle of all is this: your faith will return, not just as before, but stronger than ever. Don't let your circumstances define you. Don't let your past imprison you. Don't let failure stop you from moving forward. You are mine, chosen, loved, and called by my name. What I started in you, I will finish. So rise up, my beloved, not by your strength, but by the power of my Spirit. Walk forward every day, every hour, every minute, not in fear, but in hope. Because today I am touching your life, not to remind you of your mistakes, but to awaken the miracle inside you once again. My child, when I look at you, I don't just see your appearance, nor do I merely see the actions others judge you by. I see deeper than that. I see even the words you haven't said. I see the wounds you've hidden the most. And it's precisely those dark places inside you, the ones you think no one would want to enter, that are the places I long to dwell in most. Not to judge, but to protect, to heal, and to tell you, I still love you, even here. This world is not easy, I know. There are times it feels like a raging storm, like waves trying to drown you. But remember, I once slept peacefully in the middle of a storm while my disciples panicked. And then I stood up, spoke a word, and the winds and sea obeyed. Do you know why? Because I am the one who has authority over every storm, both outside of you and within you. Many times you think I'm silent. Many times you wonder why I don't step in the moment you need me. But beloved, there are times I don't calm the storm, because I want you to learn how to trust me while it's still roaring. I want you to realize that my presence is not just in the miracle, but also in the stillness. In every breath you take, in every step you walk out into this world. I'm not only the Lord of extraordinary things, I'm the one who abides in the smallest details of your life. When you leave your house in the morning, remember to bow your head in prayer. Not out of ritual, but because that is how you open your heart for me to intervene. I will walk with you. I will enter the rooms you are about to enter. I will go ahead of you on roads yet unknown, and I will clear away the evil before it ever touches you. You think my protection looks like thick walls or loud miracles. But no, the greatest protection I give you is peace in your mind, right in the midst of a chaotic world. I give you an invisible shield, which is my presence, so that the enemy cannot destroy the faith, hope, and love I've planted in your heart. Don't let the temporary absence of an answer make you think I've abandoned you. Sometimes silence is the way I strengthen your soul. A soldier is not trained only by victory. They are trained in solitude, in patience, and in discipline. And you, my warrior, are learning that, not to be worn down, but to be made stronger. I see those who speak ill of you, the gossip that wounds your innocent heart. I see those who pretended to be friends, but were the first to turn away when you fell. Don't let that be the standard by which you measure your worth. I, not they, am the one who defines who you are. And I say you are loved, chosen, and protected. There are curses that have been aimed at you, not through magic, but through harsh words, scornful looks, and rejection. But child, my word spoken over you is stronger than any curse. When I say no one can touch you, even the darkness must retreat. No one can sink a soul that I have redeemed with my own blood. Every time you tremble, imagine me standing right there, next to you, holding your hand, saying, "Do not be afraid." That's not just a phrase. That is power. That is assurance. That is a promise I have engraved deep within your heart, that even if the sky falls, the earth shakes, people betray you, circumstances change, I do not change. My love does not fade. My protection does not weaken. Never. And don't just ask me to take away your circumstances. Ask me to be with you in them. Because sometimes the miracle isn't the changing of the world around you. It's the changing of your heart, right in the middle of the storm. You'll see, peace is not when the wind stops, but when your soul is still in the wind. And I am the source of that peace. Do you remember the last time you prayed from your heart? Not because you needed something, but just to say, "Lord, I love you." I remember. I always remember. And every time, heaven quiets just to hear your voice. I don't just protect you from danger. I preserve the softness in your heart so it doesn't turn bitter from what you've endured. When you feel under attack, spiritually, emotionally, or even physically, remember that I have placed angels around you. Not so you'll never see battle, but so you'll know you never fight alone. There are battles you don't have to fight, because I am the one who fights for you. When you are silent and trust, that is when I move with the greatest power. And be careful, not every piece of advice comes from me. Some people draw close to you not to help, but to plant doubt. Test every spirit. Return to my word. Listen to the voice within, where my Holy Spirit is whispering, so you may discern truth from deception. I never lead you into chaos. I am the God of order, of light, and of life. When you are tempted by easy things, by the empty promises of this world, remember that sometimes the greatest protection I give is no. A closed door, a relationship that doesn't continue, a path that seems to end. But later, you'll see I was holding you back to lead you to something better. Don't be discouraged when your prayer isn't answered the way you wanted. Trust that I am answering it in a way far wiser than you can imagine. You don't need to run around searching for protection anymore. Don't seek safety in money, status, or people. Those things can vanish in a moment. But I am the solid fortress, the eternal rock. Whoever hides in me is safe. Not because danger won't come, but because danger cannot defeat you. I want you to live in rest. Not the rest of laziness, but the rest of a soul that knows it is protected, loved, and cared for every day. You will not fall, not when I am the one holding your hand. You will not lose your way, not when I am the light on your path. Don't let fear steal what I have promised you. Don't let the enemy plant thoughts in your mind that I've left. My child, even now, I am here. I have never left. Even as you read these words, I am holding your soul close, comforting you and whispering, "You are not alone. I am your refuge. I am your shield. I am your father, your friend, the one who never breaks a promise." My beloved child, when you look around your home, you might see lack. You might be staring at an empty fridge, a pile of unpaid bills, an unstable job, or feel your heart ache over unfinished matters within your family. But today, I'm not here to make you focus on what's missing. I've come to remind you of the one who is more than enough and is with you right now. I am not a distant God who only gives blessings from heaven. I am also the one who steps into your kitchen, your humble living room, your bedroom where you've cried in silence. And I say, this place too can become heaven if you invite me to dwell in it. My child, there are times you've prayed and thought I wasn't listening. But the truth is that every whisper of yours has reached my throne. I've seen you pray for your husband, your wife, your children. I've seen the quiet tears you wiped away when you thought no one was looking. I've seen the sacrifices you've made in silence that no one knew about. And I want to tell you this: no seed sown in love will fail to bear fruit. No act of kindness done in my name will ever be forgotten. I've heard your sighs when you see your loved ones turning away from the light. But I have never given up on them, just as I've never given up on you. Your prayers are like a fragrance rising to heaven, and they are building up into a downpour of blessings. Keep praying. Don't lose heart. Even if you haven't seen the results yet, I am moving. I am working in the hearts of those you love, quietly, steadily, but surely. And it's not just their spiritual lives. I also care about the tangible realities of your family. I don't just care about your soul. I see the food on your table, the job in your hands, the roof over your head. I see the times you save every penny, the times you give up what you want to provide for others. And I promise you, I will not let you live in lack forever. Remember what I once declared, I am your shepherd, you shall not want. That's not just poetic, it is truth. I will give you bread in due season. I will open doors you thought were impossible. I will bring the peace back to your home that your heart has longed for. No more endless arguments, no more emotional distance, no more silence where there should be warmth. I will restore what has been broken. I will gather the shattered pieces of love and weave them back into a family that can truly love and forgive. I also see how hard you work. I see your diligence, your effort, and the worry when you're not sure how to make it through tomorrow. But my child, you are not working alone. I am working with you. When you walk into the company, the factory, the market, or sit in front of a computer screen, I'm there too. And if you offer every moment of that work to me, what you do won't just be a way to survive, it will become a sacred act of service. I will bless the work of your hands. I will enlarge your territory, not so you can boast, but so you can be a source of blessing to others. When someone is in need, I want them to look at you and know that there is a God who provides for you abundantly. When someone is in despair, I want them to hear a word of encouragement from your lips and know that it is I speaking through you. But don't seek your security in money, because wealth is only a tool, not the destination. I alone am the true source. The blessings I give will not come with anxiety or burdens. I do not give anything that comes at the cost of your soul. If something is stealing your peace, then it is not from me. Do you know why many people ask and don't receive? Because when they receive, they forget the one who gave. But I know your heart is not like that. You know how to give thanks. You know how to bow your head before me with genuine gratitude. And because of that, I will give you more. Not because you've earned it, but because I love you. And it brings me joy to see you use those blessings to spread love. Don't compare your life to others. Every journey is a unique plan that I've written. Don't envy anyone, and don't worry when others succeed before you. I know the exact moment to open each door, and I will never be late. What I have promised you, I will fulfill. But I also need you to learn patience. Not passive waiting, but waiting with expectation. And while you wait, work, love, sow seeds. Because the harvest season is drawing near, you will see fruitful fields rise from the very place you once cried. I will turn your tears into the water that nourishes your future. And those who mocked you will be astonished when they see my hand on your life. I will give you tangible things, a good job, financial stability, opportunities for education, personal growth, healing in your marriage, and reconnection between generations. But the most important thing, I will give you myself. With me, you have everything. Without me, even if you gain the whole world, your heart will still feel empty. Don't return to relationships that once wounded you just because you're afraid of being alone. I don't want you to go back to the places that drained your soul. I will send the right person at the right time, the right way, if you trust me. You don't need other people's approval to validate your worth. I have already set your value with my own life, and that value cannot be lowered by anyone's opinion. And don't forget, wherever you place me at the center, that place will be built strong. Invite me into the living room, the kitchen, the bedroom, even into the family budget. Every decision, every word, every small action, when offered to me, will be multiplied into blessings both spiritual and physical. I don't want you to merely get through life. I want you to live abundantly, live fully, live in my presence and provision. When you give your entire life, your family, your work, your dreams, into my hands, I will open doors to things you never even dared to dream. My beloved child, there is something I want you to understand deeply. You were not created just to live for yourself. You were born for a purpose greater than yourself. I placed a calling within you, not someone else, but you. From the day you cried for the first time, heaven engraved your name into an eternal plan. Even if you have lost your way, made mistakes, been wounded, or lost yourself in the whirlwind of life, that does not erase the calling I placed within you. It is only sleeping, and today I've come to awaken it. You are not an anonymous soul in a vast world. You are a lamp I lit to shine light into a specific darkness. There are people who will never hear my voice unless they see me in your life. There are hearts breaking, waiting for a word of comfort from your lips. There are souls on the edge of despair, holding on to only a thread of hope. And I want you to be the one holding that thread and pulling them back. You don't need to be famous or the most talented or do great things as you might think. You only need to love someone who is hurting. You only need to forgive the one who caused you pain. You only need to keep the light in your heart when everyone else around you is surrounded by darkness. That is the mission. That is how I am using you to change this world. There are times the enemy wants to steal that away. He uses your past wounds to make you doubt your worth. He tells you that you're useless, that you failed, that you can't do anything for God. But he is the father of lies. Because even when you fall, I still come, not to punish, but to lift you up. I fight for you, even before you cry out. There have been moments when my angels went into battle just because of a single sigh from you. You didn't see it, but all of heaven once shook for you. I want you to rise, not because you are strong, but because I will pour my strength into you. I want you to be courageous, not because you are skilled, but because I am the one who fights beside you. And I want you to move forward, not because you have all the answers, but because I am the way, the truth, and the life. As long as you walk with me, you will never walk the wrong path. I will turn your painful experiences into anointing oil for others. The scars you once hid in shame will become proof that I healed you. The voice that once trembled with tears will now speak clearly about hope. The footsteps that once shook in fear will become steady as you lead others. You are the vessel I have chosen, not after you become perfect, but the moment you realize how much you need me. And as you walk in that calling, do not worry about safety. I will surround you. Do not fear rejection. I will love you more than the world can ever hurt you. And do not be afraid when enemies gather, because I, the one seated on the highest throne, am the one who stands with you in the midst of the fire. Remember, no one can take away what I've placed inside you. No person, no circumstance, no failure can erase the calling over your life. When I speak, not one word returns void. When I call you, nothing can stop it. Just keep walking, keep loving, keep serving, keep believing, keep surrendering your heart, and I will handle the rest. But you must stay alert, because along the way there will be temptation. There will be voices trying to pull you back. There will be relationships that drag you down. There will be people who pretend to love you but secretly bury seeds of doubt in your heart. Don't stop. Don't turn around. Don't long for the past while I am opening your future. Don't stay tied to what I already asked you to leave. Sometimes I close doors not to make you suffer, but to lead you to something better. But you must have the courage to walk through the closed door. And when you feel lost, I will guide you. When you feel weary, I will be your shade. When you lose direction, I will be the lighthouse in the storm. But you must come to me, not only when you need me, but even when everything is going well. Don't be someone who only remembers me in trouble then forgets me in blessing. I want you to become a carrier of blessing, not to keep it for yourself, but to pass it on. I bless you so you can bless others. I heal you so you can heal others. I forgive you so you can also forgive. I don't want you to live only for yourself. This world needs you. It needs your light, your faith, your tender heart that I've shaped through pain. I will make you like a tree blooming by the water. Your leaves will not wither. Even in drought, you will still bear fruit. And others will come under your shade to rest, to seek counsel, to find hope. You will no longer be the wounded. You will be the healer. No longer the one begging for prayer, but the one laying hands to intercede. No longer the one waiting, but the one being sent. But to live this way, you must let go. Let go of insecurity. Let go of anger. Let go of past trauma. Let go of the need to prove yourself. And instead, clothe yourself with humility, trust, and love. Don't fight for status or spotlight. Seek my presence. Because in that place is peace that no one can steal from you. I know you're tired. I know there are days you want to give up everything, but let me remind you why you started. Not to become famous, not to be praised, but to obey me. That is the only place where your soul finds true rest, in obedience. And in that place, you will find complete joy, lasting peace, and life that never runs dry. And if you look back over your life, you will see I never left you. Not when you made mistakes, not when you despaired, not when you wanted to quit. I was there, silent, patient, loving unconditionally. And now, as you read these words, I am standing right next to you again. No distance, no barriers, nothing in the way, just me and you, and a future that's unfolding. Even if others have looked down on you, rejected you, or made you feel you couldn't change anything, I have come to tell you, you can. Not because you're strong, but because I live in you. You can rise, you can forgive, you can love again, you can start again. You can become a living testimony of my grace. And when you live with that mindset, that everything you have is for serving, then I will continue to fill you. Fill you until overflowing. Fill you beyond capacity. You will never run dry, because I am your source. And when you reach the end of that road, the day will come when you hear me say, "Well done, good and faithful servant. Enter into the joy of your Lord." Nothing you do out of love, out of faith, out of obedience to me is ever wasted. Every sacrifice is recorded, every tear is counted, every step is guided, and every trial you overcome is producing something more beautiful than you ever imagined. No matter how stormy life gets, it is in my love and my plan that you will find restoration, purpose, and everlasting life. Now that you have heard my words in full, I want you to walk forward with this assurance in your heart. You are not alone. Wherever you go, whatever lies ahead, the one who touched your life today will continue walking with you tomorrow and for all eternity. The old things have passed. The wounds will be healed. The things you once thought impossible, I will bring them to pass. Remember, you are not just a receiver. You are a bearer of light. Let your life become a living testimony of my unchanging love. And when you feel weak at heart, return here. Listen again, because I am always here, unchanging, never distant, and never ceasing to love you. You are mine, and I am yours. And from this very moment, everything will change, because today I have touched your life.